Yo, what is up, Karma Nation? We are back here on this beautiful Saturday morning. I know Ethan's a little hungover, but I did not drink last night, so I am feeling pretty good. Just a little tired. Had my coffee, ready to kill this. We said we weren't gonna have a podcast this weekend, but we realized it's a 4 p.m. lock, so might as well give you plenty of time to watch this. So, how are you feeling right now? I know you're feeling a little bad this morning, but hopefully you're feeling a little
Oh,
better.
I feel pretty good now. I got some food in me. I'll go get some Chipotle in about hour and a half when they open up. So I feel pretty good. Won some good money last night, so that kind of helps a hangover. My Rockets beat the Lakers, baby. Let's go Rockets. So
Nice,
that really made
yeah.
me feel good.
Yeah, I know Ben and Bales. They were touting the Rockets to win the series. It was like plus 360 or something.
They are going to win the
So
series.
some good value at Bet Karma. They posted that there. So make sure you get in that Discord, bettingkarma.com. But yeah, let's. I had a decent day betting on WNBA. My DFS sucked. Did not hit there. When Gabby Williams got the start, I decided to switch my Lloyd and Anigwe line to Williams and Whitcomb, which that was 25 to 30 point swing, depending on the site. So yeah, so that was not good to me. It cost me about $1,000. So yeah, there's that. So props did decent.
Yep.
I
Monkey
decided
left
to
out with
have
one.
Monkey Knife Fight. We had our 2 for 3 prize picks. I had some bad bankroll management and did not play the cash
Joey made a rookie
cash prop.
mistake.
Yeah, that was my bad. I assumed Copper was an easy over. We had Dolson as the easiest under in the world. She had 6 points, 7 points in the turnover, so that equated to 6 fantasy points, which
Easy
she was
under.
at 24 for some reason. She starts. Last pod I said she starts, but just does not play. She did not get many minutes. It means that she does not get any fantasy points. Yeah, so I played. We had that. The cash play was Weiss under, who had like two, and
Yep.
Dolson under, who had six. But I
Yep.
decided to play the 3 for 3 and the 4 for 4 only, which was the 3 for 3 I went heavy on because I assumed that was the cash play, basically. But that included Copper over, which we all know she had a great game rebounding. 10 rebounds, you expect her to go over, but nope. She had 6 points when she averages 16. So ended up with 21 fantasy points, only needed 28, which those 7 points would have been nice. But yeah, nope, did not happen.
Still a
So
profitable day, though. Still a
yeah,
profitable day for props.
yeah. And helped because I bet on DK Sportsbook, so that helped out my DraftKings account when my DraftKings lineup tanked. So
Yeah.
yep. So we got a pretty decent slate here. We'll be breaking down DraftKings and FanDuel. We might not be touching on props today just because it's so early. MonkeyKnifeFight.online and PrizePicks.online, promo code Karma. Make sure to hop in our Discord for this is the last week of regular season, so last chance to get in on the regular season action. Playoffs probably won't be as fun or profitable just because you don't have those really bad teams to target. So it makes it a little more difficult. You don't have those really bad defensive teams. You still have Chicago to target, but you don't have like Atlanta, New York, and all that. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our live streams or podcasts. And don't forget to get in our free chat room by going to chatdfs.com. And don't forget to hop into our Bet Karma free Discord at bettingkarma.com. Both are free. Might as well hop in. I know DraftKings is giving away both DraftKings and FanDuel Sportsbooks are giving away some nice promos. So that will make you. I think they got the Lakers. They had Lakers plus 70 last night, which easily hit. And then they have the DraftKings has the Chiefs plus 101 for Thursday. So make a DraftKings sportsbook account if you're in a legal state. Win that $50 for free. Hop in our Discord and make some more money off of football and WNBA. But let's get started with some injury news. As always, we have Jasmine Thomas is doubtful today. She hasn't played the last 2 games. Probably won't play today. Probably saving her for a playoff run. They're not going to lose their playoff spot really that much because the bottom of the teams are so bad. Might as well give some Jasmine Thomas some rest. Alyssa Thomas popped up on the injury report a little late last night. or 2 nights ago. And that just screwed up the entire slate. But she is expected to play tonight, so she was expected to play last time, but she didn't play. So just check it out, see if anything flares up in warm ups. Coffee was active last game, but didn't play, so she's probably gonna be active again, and we'll see if she plays. Just those unknowns I talked about last pod. Even though they're playing and it's a short lineup, bench players aren't guaranteed any minutes, so
Yeah.
you got to be careful with that. That's why I always lean starters in cash. And then we don't have Cunningham news yet, but they are a little worried that is something serious, so we got to monitor that news as well. And of course, it's the last game on the slate, so we're not going to know till the very end. Phoenix is an interesting situation with their prices, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to play them, so we'll see there. Shook is out. That could potentially give Megan Walker and Odom a little more run. I know Odom starts, but she never really gets that much run, so maybe she'll get a little more with a shorter front court. We have Lauren Cox out as well. Not huge news, but that'll give 5-10 more minutes to some players. McCowan, Achamwa, and Dupree. We saw Dupree was a late active last game, and she played a ton of minutes. We saw there was no restrictions, but we assumed she didn't play too much, but she did play a lot. And then we have Kaylani Brown is out again. Not huge news, but that'll give an extra couple minutes, just like Lauren Cox being out. A couple more minutes to those Atlanta bigs. An extra 5 minutes can help someone go over their prop, could help them hit value, so we'll see there. So a couple injury news, a little more than we have been the last couple slates, but we will see. So let's get into DraftKings. We got 3 10K guards. 2 of them are on the same team. So out of those 3, who are you fading? Who are you playing?
I am fading DT. It pains me to fade her, but for 11-4, and for someone who gets taken out pretty early in a blowout, and I think out of all the games, Phoenix will probably blow out New York, has the highest probability. I just don't see how you can pay 11-4 for DT when she's only going to play probably no more than 29 minutes. And we had her in a prop last game. They blew out Indiana. I know you had the rapid fire. She played 25 minutes when they had only 7 players playing. 25 minutes for a starting point guard.
Yep.
They had 7 players. That was the most tilting, frustrating thing ever. So I am fading DT today, especially at 11-4. I am all for Bonner and Diggins Smith. I love Diggins Smith today. She's 1.1 cheaper than DT, and she plays longer than DT. They keep her in. She's playing mid 30 minutes. So I love Diggins. Remember, we mention this every podcast. New York turns the ball over a lot. So I expect DT, Diggins, Turner, all those players that play a ton of minutes on Phoenix to get a lot of steals and blocks today. So Diggins is my favorite player up top, but I don't mind Bonner with Jasmine Thomas most likely not playing again because I don't think Indiana can blow out Connecticut. But again, if Indiana for some reason does blow them out, Bonner will not play the fourth quarter. So tread lightly with that. But for cash, Diggins Smith is the play.
Yeah, I hate her price, but you have to play her. It sucks.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay up and not play Diggins, you have to play Bonner. I mean, DT, could go off. We saw it get 45 in the first half one day. So that's highly unlikely to happen, but if you're playing cash, watch out for DT. We don't have the lines yet for this game, but I'm expecting anywhere from 11.5 to 13.5 favorite for Phoenix. So just check out those lines. DraftKings Sportsbook should have them out soon, but they don't have them out yet. Probably before noon Eastern time, they'll have them out. If Cunningham is out, Diggins is locked in even with a blowout for 30-plus minutes. If you can get her 35 minutes against New York, that could be a slate breaker. if I don't end up playing her, I'll have her over on props. She's 33 on Prize Picks. Yeah, it's just gonna be a tough decision. I'm gonna hate playing her at 10-3, but you have to, which just sucks. But it is what it is. You can actually. I don't mind going Bonner and Diggins. I know we're always a pay up for forward type of people, but this could be a slate where you can go Bonner and Diggins together. But I'm gonna have to mess around with lineups. I'll probably have Kim Walker or Walker Kimbrough as well. She's 6'2". Same situation against New York. She'll play a ton of minutes. We do have Shea Petty coming in for them, but that's the only guard if Cunningham is out. So we're gonna get Walker. She got 38 minutes. She'll see 35 plus minutes again. And against New York, she had 4 steals against Indiana. We can easily see 4 steals again. Versus Phoenix. Versus New York. So definitely good plays at guard there. Those are my top 3 on the board. There's a lot of other good plays. I don't think I can play those Atlanta guards.
No. Too price. Yeah, I mean, what's the thing we say every podcast? Until they're under 9K, we just can't play them.
Yeah, Courtney Williams has been playing the best out of them. So if you want to take a shot, I can't see myself, unless I already have Diggins playing Williams, I would force myself to play Diggins over Williams. Unless I'm getting extremely weird in GPPs.
And the other thing too, Joey, I know we've just been messing with lineups a little bit. I don't think you can pay, especially for cash, it's very hard to make a good line if you pay up for Diggins and then one of these other guards that are 8,000 or more with the forwards we have. I think the value, and we'll touch on value in a minute, but I think the value at guard is better than the value at forward. So I think for cash, what you're looking at is you're going to go Bonner or Diggins, and then you're going to look for a salary saver down low to pair with them at guard today.
Yeah, which sucks because I think Bonner and Diggins outscore Wilson and Alyssa Thomas today.
Yeah, and that's one question I asked you pre-pod. I go, am I crazy for wanting to fade Wilson today? So, I mean, we'll touch on forwards in a few minutes.
Yeah,
but,
it's going to be tough because it's not always about who you pay up for. It's about who you pay down for.
Yeah. But looking at these other guards, Joey, we got Atlanta, we got Indiana, kind of the next tier down. Kia Nurse, 7,100.
And what do I say every slate? Guards against Phoenix.
Yeah, she's coming off the bench. Last game, she played 25 minutes, 16 shot attempts. She's shooting just about a shot a minute. She's scored over 20 fantasy points since she's been off the bench. Her usage rate, I think, is greater since she's been off the bench. I don't hate Nurse, and Nurse is only 19 on Prize Picks. I like the over on her on Prize Picks with Nurse coming off the bench. I'm not saying that'll be my official play, but I don't mind that one bit. But looking at the guards in that general area, you got Jasmine Jones, Kia Nurse, McBride, Jackie Young. Out of those 4, I think I like Nurse the most.
Yeah, Nurse has the lowest floor. McBride has a pretty low floor too. They just don't stuff the stat sheet enough. I don't know what Jackie Young's been doing. I don't know if I can play 7-5 for Jackie Young, but she's been dominating, and a great matchup against Atlanta. But yeah, all 3 of those, you can even make a GPP with all 3 of them. Young. Yeah. Nurse and McBride, then I assume you can get Wilson and Alyssa Thomas pretty easily. Then I don't know who the last, and you probably can't get Brianna Turner as well, but those 3 definitely all have high ceilings. Definitely all can get you 30 in this matchup. We probably won't see them all get 30. We might see just one of them get 30. But yeah, they're all pretty good matchups today, so all definitely in play. I'd probably go Nurse, McBride, Young as my top in order, I would say. Jasmine Jones is a dark horse as well. And then Danielle Robinson as well as a dark horse down there.
But if you're going down that low for cash, you got some nice, cheap cash plays under 5,000. You look, Joey, we got some Connecticut guards, Charles, Holmes.
Shea
And
Petty
then
as well. You can
yeah,
play.
Shea Petty. You got Smalls, who's not producing but playing some good minutes. Heidemann at guard for Connecticut down low. She played. She's playing high teen minutes now. With Jasmine Thomas missing, I have to think one of these Connecticut guards that are cheap. We got three of them down here under 5K. One of them at least is going to have a pretty darn good game today.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to go Diggins, Walker Kimbrough, and then either Charles or Shea Petty, and then you're just gonna have to deal with that. And then you can just put in Alyssa Thomas and Wilson, and then just have a low 7-4 forward. So I haven't looked at those, but that's probably where you're gonna have to go for guard. If you have the salary to get Bonner over Diggins, that's gonna be a really tough choice.
I still side Diggins.
Yeah, because Bonner just. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be a tough choice.
She
Between.
hasn't been as consistent this year, and those blowouts are just killing her. Connecticut starts off strong, but because they run that tight rotation, they're tired by the end of that third quarter and just won't have any energy in the fourth.
I cannot see Indiana blowing out Connecticut. There's very little chance that happens. If Alyssa Thomas wasn't
I
playing.
agree with you. Well, in the first meeting, Connecticut blew out Indiana. It was 84-62 in their first matchup. So I do agree with you. I don't think Indiana blows them out, but I am cautious. I've been burned by Bonner multiple times this year by her not playing the fourth quarter. It's in the back of my mind every slate when it comes to Bonner.
Oh yeah, we have a couple players like that, and it screws up props for me too, because I just like Angel under. Angel keeps going under, but I can't play it because I know the second I play it, I'm gonna play it today, and she's gonna go over. I mean, it's just you can lock in the over because I just played the under.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. She's gonna be a great GPP play today when she goes for 35-40. Especially, oh shit, they're playing Atlanta. You know what team she played for last year?
Atlanta.
Yep, there's the revenge narrative. So ready for her to go over today and ruin my life. So getting back on track here. So for guards, there's some good cheap guards. So you're gonna have to pay up for forward and pay down for 2 guards and pay up for 1 guard, like we see 80 to 90% of our slates. I love paying up for guards today, but the value at guard's too good to not pay down, which sucks, but you're just going to have to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and sometimes your cash lineup, you just have to just deal with it because it's the more plus EV play. It's the safer play with still really good upside. But if you're going cheap at forward, you're really punting and just praying. And I also talk about this every pod. The cheap players really matter because if your pay up only gets 40 and your cheap play gets 10 to 15, that's only 50 to 55 points, and 2 mid-price players can get you 30 for the same exact price or even cheaper. So you really have to nail those cheap plays, and unless those expensive plays break the slate, it's not worth it to punt a cheap play if they suck. So that's why that's a GPP play, because it'll provide you a lot more upside, because the cheap play gets you 20 to 25 and that expensive play gets you 40 to 50. Those mid-tier players aren't going to get you 40 each, so that's why those are more GPP plays. Little teaching moment there, but yeah, let's move on. You also have January there too, if you want to take that risk, but I hate January, so I'm not going to play her. That's it for guards, I would say. Let's move on to forwards. We got, again, 3 10K players, and another Phoenix player who made her way up to 10K as well. She's more of a blocks and steals player, Turner. So I don't know if I'll play her on DK, but who are you looking at today?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Joey. She's a great block steal player. Well, guess what New York does? Turns the ball over. So, but it's a Wilson slate, just like it is every slate. I don't mind Alyssa Thomas. I am a little concerned about the hand for two reasons. One, she's played the game before, no issues. And two, it's a hand injury. Why did we not hear about this? So, will she be limited this slate? I don't think so. I think everything's fine, but I'm kind of wondering if this was more of a rest game for her and not so much a hand injury. Um, but I like Turner and Wilson the most of those two. I love Turner this slate. But I will say I am hesitant about Wilson. Vegas can easily blow out Atlanta if they want to. Keyword if they want to. But you have Hamby and Angel right below her. If those two ladies go off, guess who probably is not going off? Wilson. And for 10-9, you need her to get, just over 40 fantasy points, which she can do, but Atlanta is not the best defensive team. So I could see them double teaming Wilson, leaving Hamby Angel open, letting them go off. So, but for cash, you just have to play Wilson. So for cash, Wilson, Turner, those are my two lock-ins for cash today. But I love a lot of these forwards for GPP.
Yeah, I would really like to know what the hand injury is, because she doesn't need to shoot, so I wouldn't mind a finger injury. So we don't know exactly what the hand injury is, because if it was like a wrist or a hand, it might affect her rebounding for sure.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to play her probably, which I hate, but we'll see. Just because I can fit her, I might just end up going Turner. So that's gonna be my big issue on this slate. Because Turner has the easier matchup, and I mean it doesn't get me any other value.
Yeah.
If I need that 100 to pay up for a better player, yeah, I'll go there. Because the value isn't as much of a difference between Turner and Alyssa Thomas as it could be for someone else. So if I need that 100, I'll go down, but I'll probably end up playing Alyssa Thomas, which I don't want to play, but I'll play her.
Yeah. Well, here's my bold call of the day. Turner, the highest scoring fantasy player today.
Yeah, I could see on FanDuel especially. I could see that.
Yeah.
Just because if she ends up with 8 blocks and steals, that's an extra 8 points on FanDuel versus DraftKings.
Yeah.
But yeah, she could easily, especially if Coffee's not playing again, which we'll have literally zero clue.
Well, it's not just that either. Turner I could see her getting 20 rebounds today. New York misses a lot of shots. So
Yeah.
I could see Turner dominating the boards, getting those offensive rebounds. I could see a 20-20 with plenty of blocks and steals. I'm telling you, Turner will be the highest scoring player today.
Yeah, she won't have 20 points, but she'll definitely have a. I don't think she's ever scored 20 points in her life.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'd have to look at the box.
Yeah, I don't think. I think her high is 16, and she just got that. But she'll definitely get. I will say she's definitely gonna have 12 or more rebounds. She'll probably have 15 to 20. But yeah, it depends how much New York's missing and how much they're just turning the ball over to turn this into a blowout. So I do love bigs in blowouts. The team that's doing the blowing out, because that's a lot more rebounding opportunities.
Yeah.
I hate bigs in blowouts for the teams who are getting blown out because they're just one, they're not scoring as much, and two, they're not going to have as many rebounding opportunities, and they could luck into blocks and steals, but I mean that's not predictable. But yeah. So I love Turner today. So that's gonna be one of my big deciders. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. I can't get any of these. I would love to have like Dupree out, and you can just have McCowan and Ashanwa. But yeah,
Dupree's still cheap, isn't she?
Dupree's very cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play Dupree today. 7,200. That's too cheap.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play her, especially. So Connecticut gets lazy towards the end of the game, and Dupree's a big who can shoot threes.
But look who's all around her. You have Kia Stokes, Kia Vaughn, Elena Smith, Gloria Johnson. None of these. I mean, Dupree is the best of the best in that price range.
Yeah, Vaughn could have a good game, definitely, but Dupree's more likely to have a better game. More likely to hit value, I'd say. Vaughn can get you 30-plus points, especially against New York, but Dupree's more likely to get you that 25 points that you need at that price tier. Vaughn can easily get you 15 to 20. Dupree most likely will get you 22 to 26 points, which is 3x is exactly what you need at that price. So I got my first look lineup going on right now. I won't say it, but I gave it out. So if you want to rewind and look through it,
You
yeah,
did.
that's my first look lineup. I usually give that out, but usually end up changing it. But always makes for a good GPP play if you want to throw that in somewhere. But yeah, we got those. We got who else we got? We got the
Can we
Atlanta bigs as well.
can we talk about 5400? I'm gonna mispronounce her name, but the Connecticut forward, Mon Premier.
Yeah, only play her when Alyssa Thomas or Jones are out, and just lock her in completely. I've had her twice. I had her last slate, and she won me a shit ton of money.
Yeah, a lot of people box score watch, so very important. Alyssa Thomas is playing, so and usually I think when Alyssa Thomas plays, usually isn't she under 4,000? Usually, so
uh,
her
yeah,
price is inflated though today, so just don't play her because Alyssa Thomas will play today.
yeah. DraftKings does this thing where I mean it was smart to price her up just in case Alyssa Thomas is out, because don't play her under 4K anyway. So just don't play her
Yeah,
anyway. So there was no reason to even consider her. But
yeah.
yeah,
Look,
play her if Thomas or Jones get ruled out. It's the last week of the season. Well, starting next week will be the last week of the season, or
but
almost
the only
last.
other forward Joey that I see that I'm taking a chance on that's under probably under 7,000 is Megan Walker. That's the only
Yeah.
value forward I see on this slate.
So there's two New York players that you can consider. You got Odom, who's the starter, who will probably see more ownership, and then you have Walker, who's the bench player. Both are good plays. Odom, we could see a little more just because Shook is out. We could see Odom get a little more run. She doesn't get much run, but we could see last game Shook was out. She saw 19, which was a high for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So if we can see her get 20 plus minutes, she's an amazing play, but you can't trust that in cash. You can't trust either of them in cash, but they can make for a great hybrid cash, make for a great GPP play. I would trust Oda more than Walker, but if you really want to just dive deep into the depths of the under 4K, yeah, you can play her, but I don't trust
I
her.
like the guard value better though than the forward value today.
Yep, and that's what you gotta look for cash. But obviously, GPPs do whatever you want because it's just more likely for the guard value to go off. But that doesn't mean it's the 100% thing you have to do.
Yeah,
But it's just more likely to happen, which is why we need cash. GPP, you need to be in the top 10% to make decent money. Top 5, top 2% to actually make real money. So yeah, you have to get a little creative. Play a Mega Walker, play a Odom, play Dupree and cash and GPPs. But yeah, like if you want to go Vaughn and GPP, I love Liz Williams and Billings and GPPs. Billings could have a huge game. I forgot who she played game one, but she went off that game. We could see a similar game from her today. Because Vegas just they cannot guard inside for some reason. AJ Wilson's a stud, but they're not going to play good defense inside. So we can see Billings go for a 2010 game today and just go off. But definitely not cash playable for Billings, but definitely GPP playable. One of my favorite GPP plays. She's one of my favorite GPP plays most slates just because her potential is just so high, but her floor is just so low. But yeah, I love both those today. Might look at them as overs. Overs on Prize Picks and Monkey Knife Fight, but I have not decided yet. But that's really it for forwards for me.
yep. I got nothing else on forwards.
Yeah, we're not going to really touch on Prize Picks or Monkey Knife Fight just because it's way too early to really lock things in.
Yeah, well, Monkey Knife are still sleeping. They don't even have a board up yet.
Oh, they don't even have a board up? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, so
we're
yeah.
like 5 hours away from tip, 4 hours, and
Yeah, so we can't talk about Monkey Knife Fight if there's no slate up. But yeah.
Price Picks. I know we touched on them throughout the podcast, though. I think you and I both we're targeting the last two games of the slate, especially the Mercury Liberty game. That's where a lot of my action will be. Just like we say every slate, they're going to put up a fourth person for each team. Wait for that to happen. It'll be closer to lock. Once they do that, that's when we lock in props. But right now, we both are going to target the last two games of the slate.
Yeah, I don't mind like Bonner and Dupree overs either. But yeah, they're not my favorite plays. But yeah, I'll be targeting those last couple games. But we need to wait on a little injury news. See about if we can get a really tight rotation in Phoenix again. There's some stuff we can target there. And then Atlanta, of course, we can target them. There's some good plays. I talked about one play earlier, which is going to screw me. So that's an instant over because I went under on them. Yeah, so decent play. You got the same three guards, Carter, Laney, and Williams. So Carter's cheaper than she normally is, but it's a tougher matchup, so that's why. So
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll explain everything in Discord, but it's way too early for props right now. But that's the perks of Discord. Yeah. So I got nothing else for today. Hopefully we win you some good money. And I'll give you the final word this time.
Oh yeah, I get the final word.
Yeah.
Final word of the day is, guys, I got these women playing. We had a great game last night. LA, Seattle, buzzer beater Lloyd hit a
That was
game-winning
insane.
three. Won by 1 point. It was an insane game. It was a great game. The Rockets game was on at the same time. That was a blowout, a boring blowout game. Tune into these ladies. Watch the game. Support them. They play hard. They play great. The games are good. They're close most of the time. You do have some blowouts, but for the most part, they are great actions. So check out the WNBA. Watch the games. Bet on some props with us. Play some DFS. Join our Discord. Be with Karma because we're great and we're funny and we give out great dating advice. And with that, I'm signing off. Joey, you got it.
All right, I can't follow up after that. All right, I'm out. See
See y'all.
ya Tuesday.
Yep.